This is Kicker News.
On the show today, Central Health tries something new. It could be the solution to the family doctor shortage. A new culture and all that snow. International students make the adjustment to Newfoundland. Up, up, and away, journalism takes flight. Hello and welcome to Kicker News. My name is Arlette Lazarenko. Thank you for being with us. Today's a very special day at the College of the North Atlantic in the Prince Philip Drive campus. Students elected their student council, and today we have the names of the winners. We will talk to some students about their hopes and with the winners about their plans. In the hall we have Sakib Ibn Rashid Rivu speaking with some students and with the winners and giving us an update. Rivu?
Hi, Arlen. At the college library. And by the time with all the final results out in public, for the president we got Rodney Davis, and we got two vice presidents, Oluwatosin Ajimuda and Alessandra Costa Cavalcanti de Araujo. For the secretary we got Marian Bailosis, and for the treasurer we got Harman Bhatia, or Harry. So at this moment we have joined by the president, Rodney Davis, the newly elected one, at our studio. Let's talk with Rodney. Hi, Rodney. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rivu.
So you just got elected. When at the first, I would like to ask you that when you first heard the news that you got elected for the new council, what was your reaction?
A little shock, kind of surprised, excited, ready to get on the ground running, ready to start the day, ready to start with the new council.
Sure. At the candidate pool, I noticed that you were just the only second-year students.
Mm-hmm.
So if I ask you, why did you choose to run at the first place where your classmates didn't choose?
Just want to be there, help the student body, be the voice, be that voice between the student body and the administration. Just help out. That's what
Sure. Speaking of the voice, if you could tell me that what is your upcoming plan? Because when you ran for the election, probably you thought of something doing for the students. So what is your plan in the coming days?
My plan is just to, like I said, be in a voice for the student body and the administration. Maybe do some planning of events over the year, get some things on the go with the rest of the council, just to see what, and include some more students in the decision process. Just let the students have a voice on what they want to see here.
Okay, interesting that all your like co-workers, like who will be? I don't know how to how to put that in words. That who you were working? Yeah, rest of the elected candidates who are working at the council, all of them are from the first year. So, do you have any exact plan, or how are you planning to work with them at the first place?
Just listen to all the different voices that are involved. It's not just me that's running. It's maybe just maybe the president, but there's a whole council that's right there with me.
So we are seeing a huge raise at with the numbers of the international students at this college and particularly this campus. And I know that I read from your candidate message that you are a huge hockey and gaming guy, right? So like most of the international students, I don't know at all about hockey. So what do you think of that? Like, are you planning to do any hockey 101 for us?
Well, hockey one-on-one will probably have to wait till the Winter Carnival in February. It's not, unless you want me to do a little street hockey out there in the parking lot, not going to happen until the Winter Carnival. Gamer, I can see happening probably at some point, a demonstration. You'll see me around, for those that are watching from campus, you'll see me around campus with a big old Toronto Maple Leaf jersey walking around. But other than that, hockey has been my passion. I grew up watching it with my grandfather. My original jersey that I wore, I got from him. So it's literally something that now I watch because
Sure. As now you are now a part of the student body, so this is for the students, for all of our students. So what would be the best way for the students to connect with you? How could they reach you?
They can just come email Rodney.Davis62 at ed.cna.nlc.ca. If they got any concerns, all the rest of the members, I'm pretty sure, are more receptive to getting the student body. Like I said, I'll be plenty of times crawling in the halls. If you see a guy that looks like me, I'm sorry I can't undo the mask and see my face. But if you see me with a big old Toronto Maple Leafs jersey, be this approaching, I'm more than willing.
Sure, thank you so much, Rodney, for joining us today.
No problem. Thank you, Rico.
So that was Rodney Davis, the newly elected president for the new student council for the Prince Philip Drive campus at the College of the North Atlantic. That's all for now. Now I'm going back to our desk.
Thank you, Rivu. Well, Newfoundlanders are seeing many new faces from around the world. Some come to work and others to study. There are over 300 international students at the Prince Philip Drive campus alone. Here's a short video about the adjustments international students make coming to the province. Coming up.
Migrants here really appreciate the opportunity to be in this country and to be in this province. So people shouldn't get discouraged by maybe the actions of some few people. And it was like early fall, so I really love the fact that it was really clean and that this city was beautiful and then lots of vegetation. This year was kind of like crazy, like for 1 week we're all stuck indoors, couldn't really go out. I called my mom was really like afraid that she was freaking out. So it was just beyond imagination, I'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Experience was the warmth of the people when I came in. I felt like people were really nice and really supportive.
The culture is completely different from where I came here. I'm from a country where a very conservative set of rules are being practiced rather. But here it's like more open culture is there. Immigration officers are like asking what you guys are carrying this much of herbs and stuff, because when we feel that like that paper, if you are carrying any type of a herb or thing, they think that we are carrying stuff to make some kind of a different type of a drug here.
Oh. As we were speaking about the election and getting the results today, we were saying that we got the new secretary, who is Marianne Bailosis, and she is present at the studio with us today to talk about her experience and what does she think. Marianne, could you please join me now?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. And as the cliche question, but this is, I think, the most important for you today, that when you first heard the news, what was your reaction?
I was surprised because I'm a first year in here, so it was unplanned to join an election. It was the same day that I know that there's election coming. I sent my application for election council. So now that I have the result, I was surprised and I didn't expect it.
So as we're noticing that the rise of the international students number in this campus particularly, or in general, the College of the North Atlantic, what do you have in your plan to do for the students?
So one of my plan was to create give a suggestion to create international student organization where all the students can join and learn about international culture like Philippines, India, Europe, whatever country it is. So I'm excited to suggest that organization to the president, to the student council. Yeah.
Okay, so you just said that you just joined new in the college this semester. You are a student of first year. I think most of other council members are also from the first year.
Oh.
So what do you want to do for the students? Like I know, like this is pretty new to ask that what's the exact issue you are planning to work on. But if you can give us just any general idea.
Oh, like I want to hear their. I want to talk about their concern and talk about that in student council officer, and then we will plan about their suggestion, and yeah, that's it.
And if you don't mind, where are you from?
I'm from Philippines, but before I came here, I was in Italy.
So you have the experiences from
Yeah.
Italy and Philippines that you were mentioning in your candidate message.
Yeah.
So what differences are you noticing in the education system of Philippines and here in Canada?
Well, to be honest, here is like it's more advanced, like more assignment, more project, and you need to prepare yourself when you study in international. So, like in the Philippines, you have a time to like if they're gonna assign you a project or assignment, you have a plenty of time. But here, it's a short notice, so you need to work fast. Yeah.
So what would be your suggestion to the international students to cope up with this situation?
Plan ahead. Yeah. So plan ahead and organize their schedule.
Okay. Sure, and if they need any help from you, so what would be the best way to reach you for the students?
They can email me or message me on Messenger or Facebook. I can help them as long as I can. So yeah.
No problem, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, now we had a health hub story so that we covered in the last semester. So health issues is a big thing for the for this province, and like the shortage of family doctor is always a big thing in the news nowadays. So we went to Gander and Grand Falls to cover what they're planning to do for their family doctor shortage in the Central Health region. Take a look.
Rheumatoid arthritis, and I have to get a methotrexate injection needle every week, but I had no doctor.
Charlie Foley of Grand Falls, Windsor is not alone. Thousands of people are living without family doctors in the Central Health region. She says missing a weekly injection could be dangerous for her.
I couldn't dress myself. I couldn't even pull a sheet up over me to cover myself up in bed. So I had to go to St. John's at St. Clair's for 2 weeks, and they put electric currents through my fingers because my hands were like that. I couldn't move them or anything. So they gave me electric currents through my fingers, but the doctors have said that if I miss 1 week, even though I'm so good now, that I could go right back into remission and my rheumatoid arthritis could act up really bad. So that's why I cannot miss getting a needle.
Many patients have found it necessary to go to an emergency department in either Grand Falls, Windsor or Gander. But sometimes they must wait for hours to get their treatment. Linda James of Gander is one of them.
I'm a stroke survivor. I need to go like every 3 months, and if I have a fall, I need to go and see about it right away. Going to emerge is not always the answer because there's just so many people and it's too long. It's worse going to emerge sometimes then, but with this service, I found it to be excellent. Every time that I've called, it's been like between the 9 and 11 or the 1 and the 3 period.
Nicole Payton is the manager of Killick Health Clinic. It has partnered with Central Health to operate health hubs.
The appointments are much better. It's more convenient for us, and it's definitely more convenient for patients. Everybody that calls, unless they're triaged and they're not appropriate for our service, they'll get an appointment. We don't turn people away. So, if you have a more urgent concern, then you would be scheduled first.
Charlie Foley says the health hub has helped her obtain treatment earlier.
I called over there and they made an appointment. As I got my needle one Tuesday, then I made an appointment for the next Tuesday. So it was very convenient for me.
Central Health is planning to add more doctors to the health hubs. Saqib Ibn Rashid Rivu, Kicker News, Gander.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the election coverage today. As we're saying, we got our new student council, and now we have already talked with the president and the secretary. Now we got the vice president of the new with the new council. We got one of two. She is Alessandra Arauzo. So welcome, Arauzo.
Well, thank you.
So
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine.
So
Very excited, by the way.
we could already see the excitement. So could you explain on that? So when you first heard the news that you got elected for the vice president, how did you feel?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity, first for me as a newcomer, as an international student, as a first-year student at CNA, to learn more about the college, to know more about the environmental and here at CNA, and also to raise a voice for international students as well. That's the idea, and try to be part of the community.
Sure. I read from your candidate's message that you were talking about that we should build a bridge, not walls.
That's right.
That's the very ending quotation from you. So if I ask you what your plan to execute that?
Well, the idea is to make a gathering, to make everybody comes together, and so we can do everything together as a whole, right? I don't believe that, in fact, I truly believe that a humanized leadership, it needs, you have to raise voices, but you have to make it democratically. So everybody can have a spot, everybody can have, your questions answered and your problems solved, generally speaking. And I believe that when you break walls, you have to, you cannot forget to to maintain the bridges, and to have connections with people and understand the better way to get communicating, effective communicating with everyone. So.
I understand that you are the first-year student. You just joined the college first, but as you mentioned in the message that you have your previous experiences from the previous councils from your high school. So would you like to reflect on that? That what was your experience, or how did you work there?
Yes, when I was, I started as a high school student. I was, in Brazil, it's a different, we don't call the student council or the student body. We call the representatives of your class. And I used to be, I was a public relations for my high school at first. During college, I didn't have a much experience as a leadership, but I'm already a lawyer in Brazil. So I am the president of the International Relations Committee at the Bar Association, the State Bar Association in Brazil. So I'm still doing that remotely, okay? So we have a group of people that we research and we talk about, and we have insights, and we do papers, and we do all kinds of events and webinars related to international relations. It can be diplomacy, it can be political science, world economy, international business, and such. So that's those are my experiences, being leading and being out there, outreaching, and.
So as an international student myself, I also got my first year here, like I'm now at the beginning of my second year. So my first year experience was a lot different because of the COVID. So as we're back in the campus, so what do you think on that? Will it be helpful, or how it will be helpful for you to work for the council?
Well, for me, first of all, to be in class, personally, okay, physically, is a much better way to learn. I had a very difficult time, dealing with classes remotely most of the time. I'm old school, so I come from a generation that needs to be in class. So for me, first of all, will be a very good opportunity to meet people and to be more connected with everyone, to understand who my peers are, okay, and understand what are the needs, how can I better represent all of them at some point, and especially for the international ones. So for me, it's like apprenticeship. I'm going to learn and execute everything at the same way, at the same time, as I say. You know, as a first year student, I mean, I don't know much about the school anyway, but I was really willing to be part of it, you know, to understand how it works. I'm very energetic, and I like the idea. So I said, I'm going to do it, and I'm very excited, motivated, you know.
At this point, if I ask you that you were the first year, you were just starting the college, so when you first heard the news of the election that you can run for this student council, where did you, like, at which point do you think, okay, like, I'm going to do that?
Well, first of all, as a newcomer, as a first year international student, I had some difficulties, like, to understand the place. And I said, the best way to do that is be part of the place, you know, to be part of the student body, so I can get, you know, things done. I can understand my way out. So if I can get my way out, I can help other people, other students, to get their way out, okay? And perhaps we can build together some projects that everybody can benefit from it, okay? So the first purposes, I would say, it was to understand how it works, how CNA works for me, so I can give that back to other friends, to other colleagues, you know? So that's what the first idea. But I believe that from now on, now that I got elected, all right, I believe that I will be more close to what my goal and objective would be. And fun, you know.
Yeah, like you seem like a very friendly and frank person, so I think this is a very good thing for the students to get such a person on the student council. So if I, as a student, want to contact you, what would be the process? What would be the best way?
I believe that sooner or later they're gonna probably, how can I say, post my email to everyone. People can email me so I can be more connected, what the issues are or whatever I can do as a vice president of the student council. I mean, I'm very open.
If you don't mind, you could tell the email for the audience.
Of course not. My email for the college email it's a very extensive one. So, okay, I don't know if people will memorize that, but anyway, it's capital A, LESSANDRA dot, capital D, E, underline, capital A, RAUJO 27 at edcnanl.ca.
I was just counting in my head. You just defeated me by 3 letters, because my name is also a very big one.
Yes, it's amazing. So I don't know if everybody will memorize that anyway, but I think if people can stop by the student service and ask them about, you know, how to close to me, or how to be connected, how to contact me, they will find out how, you know, a better way to do that. So.
Sure. Thank you so much, Alessandra, for talking to me. It was a very nice conversation with you.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'll be here around. So anybody who can talk to me, I'll be free somehow, hopefully.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks so much.
Bye.
See you soon.
See ya. So yeah, as you heard, that she will be free, and so the most of our student council body members promised to us that they will work for the students, and we'll see in the coming days. Now I'm back to Arlette.
Thank you. Of course. Thank you so much, Rivu, and thank you so much for the contestants for talking to us. Another story that I want to show you, in case you didn't know, our college is the first to have a drone journalism course in North America. So in this next story, Jeff Ducharme, who is an instructor in the journalism program, and he teaches the drone course, he gives us more details about it. Here you go.
First thing is with a drone, and the thing that needs to be remembered is the drone is just a platform. It doesn't do anything on its own. It doesn't go out and look for stories or anything like that. It's just a platform. It's a platform that carries a camera. So what it does is it levels the playing field for smaller media operations that can't afford to rent a helicopter to do aerial shots. And the best people to talk to are the people within industry who will tell you, you know, is this something you'd like to see? Is this a skill that you'd like to see our students have? So now people are looking at the technology and determining, you know, where the technology is, where the regulations are, and they're slowly starting to adopt it now. And I think that's a good thing, because I think a few years ago we were rushing, and we're not rushing anymore. We're taking our time, and we're looking at how we can adopt this.
The way I do my journalism is my photojournalism is I like to try to get different angles of stuff that people aren't usually used to seeing. So you know, even without the drone, you know, I'll you know, climb a building or go up on a parking lot or lie down on the ground, or you know, anything you know, to get something that you know, we want to put interesting photos in the paper and up on our website. So most of the work that I do is basic, you know, like feature stuff. I'll try to pick a nice area that I think people would be interested in seeing, and you know, I'll you know, like I said, you know, check the maps, do an assessment, and take my observer with me, because I have to have an observer on most of the flights that I do, and do our flight. One of my favorite ones was doing a aerial view of the SS Kyle out in Harbour Grace. That was probably one of our most viewed aerial videos, because I mean, everyone has seen it from the shore. They might have gotten close to it, you know, by boat. But you know, what I wanted to do was to give, you know, everyone like a, you know, a bird's eye view, you know, or a drone eye view of the wreck as it was sitting.
Work-wise, it's made the program a lot better. The biggest reason that we ended up getting a drone was a lot of industry demand. So a lot of our students go away for work terms. They have 2 work terms throughout the program. And we found over the last few years that a lot of the students were going away to these survey companies who were utilizing drones a lot more in their practice. And whenever the companies would come to us looking for students, there'd always be questions about how much drone experience did they have. So in order to keep up with the industry demands, we went out and purchased a drone and started integrating that into our program. Because essentially drone work is becoming hugely popular in the GMAGS industry, and we want to make sure all of our students are equipped to get jobs when they leave here.
In documentary filmmaking, one example would be wildlife photography, where a helicopter overhead will spook all the animals and you get use of footage. A drone will not do that. The drone will allow you to get really, really good footage without disturbing the animals. And in narrative filmmaking, all kinds of shots have been developed. A drone can actually go 360 degrees around 2 actors having conversation in full dialogue. And all kinds, every day there's been new shots invented. You know, it's just as important an invention and useful tool as when the Steadicam was invented, and other camera support gear, the slider, and it's just new camera support, and it's literally changed the language of cinema in a way.
We were first approached by my graphic design instructor, Ray. He come to me and a few other guys with a project to score this, to scan core in Labrador. And pretty much what we're going to be using the drone technology for is to go from macro photography to aerial photography and just haul back. Just looking at the core sample itself isn't enough. You need to see it in perspective. So you can tell that the minerals are here in the core, but then if you zoom out and look at that on a drone, then that would make more sense compared to just the actual core sample itself. Then you can apply it to the samples that the core took out. So say if you found like parts per million gold in this core sample, and you have all your holes plotted out, and you can go over with drone, and you can map that and make more sense of how big your deposit is, how deep it is, and see it as more of like a map style, but look at it the way you would want to look at it rather than just topographic.
With the use of drones, we could, you know, get a full view of that camp and sort of then have geo-reference to, where the core came from and then where potentially you could further explore?
I think it's going to expand a lot, just because, like, in my role in geomatics, or in that sector, is becoming hugely popular, but drones in general are being used for everything, from search and rescue, from resource management, from anything to do with safety or data collection that needs to be done efficiently and quickly. It's just, drones are everywhere. So it's going to start becoming commonplace, because people who come out in industry in these sectors, they're just going to be expected to know how to fly a drone and use a drone and process the data. So eventually it's going to come a point where if the course or program you're doing has anything to do with drone work, you're going to have to teach your students how to fly it and use them. So I think in the next few years it's going to have to start integrating more into a lot of different coursework and classes and disciplines.
Welcome back. I hope you liked it. We sure like it. I mean, it's kind of interesting because with some drones you need a license, like an actual pilot license, in order to fly them.
I didn't know that if I can fly, before doing the course, what we're doing now, I didn't know that if you get a drone license, you say, you can call yourself a pilot.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's interesting. There's a lot of technical stuff that I still don't remember to this day. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see when the exam comes along how we'll remember all this stuff.
By the way, a little disclaimer that we are not going to be called pilot, because we fly drones under 250 grams.
Yeah.
Just a little knowledge.
But I think it's really cool that the college offers that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, what were your thoughts about the winners? They seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, from my perspective, I think they're really energetic and they're really up for doing something for the students. And as they are back on campus this year, they really seemed hyped up for their work.
Yeah, well, so we'll be following along, and if you, the students, have anything that you want to change, maybe that you want to see something different, contact them and also contact us, and we can do a story about it. And that was our show.
Yeah, that is it, basically. So we're done for today, but before going for the day, before closing in, Arlette has something to say.
Yes, we have a song for you to finish it off with applied music. We have Valerie by Saving Throw. Enjoy.
I am Megan, and this is Dominic, and we are Saving Throw, and we are going to be playing Valerie. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I missed your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, Valerie, Valerie. Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale? Did you get a good lawyer? Hope you didn't catch a tan. Hope you'll charging all the time. Are you still busy? Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I've missed your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie. 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 Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I've missed your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over,